Hey, what's up guys, ChillaDeX here, welcome back to more Fate Stay Night Real to New Heaven's Feel. Last time we left off having, we talked to Rin after Shiro abandoned Sakura at the archery range, which he's just an idiot, so to be expected. And we talked to Kotomine. That was interesting. He just fully admitted that he was a master. But Blanche is gone, so I guess it doesn't really matter. And Sakura got very touchy, but I guess she didn't realize it though, because she was like asleep, pretty much. But yeah. Oh, and Saber walked in on that, and I guess she didn't see it, luckily, but it was damn close.
けど先輩、稽古もいいですけど、ほどほどにしないとダメです。突き指でも大変なのに、指の骨が折れかかるなんて普通じゃないと思います。
Yeah, and Shiro practically begged Saber to train with him so he could work off his excitement, I guess you could say, if you wish to call it that. And now Sakura's berating us. I mean, I don't know, you kind of deserve it, Shiro.
痛いのは当たり前です。こんな怪我してるのに放っておいたら腫れるに決まってるじゃないですか。これも天罰と思って諦めてください。
Yeah, okay. He's like, I can't even say anything back. Sakura tapes up my middle finger. Her movements are quick and accurate. She must get lots of practice treating jammed fingers in archery club. Probably. She's skillful, but isn't this a bit rough for Sakura?
それに、セイバーさんもセイバーさんです。
Now for Saber's chewing out.
先輩より上手なら、もう少しやりようがあるんじゃないですか？先輩、体のところどころが腫れ上がってて、これじゃお風呂にも入れません。
Well, I think the point of the rest of his body getting swollen is so something else wasn't swollen after his encounter with you, but yeah.
さくら、言葉を返しますが、それはシローが望んだことです。
Yeah, I think he's kind of into it, Sakura. Nah, can't really do much about that.
私はシローの要求に応えたに過ぎない。それに今夜の怪我はシローにも責任がある。自分から手合わせを願ったというのに、集中力が全くなかったのですから。
Yeah, Shiro, not paying attention when Saber's teaching you, man. Well, I guess not so much teaching as beating the lesson into your body. Yeah. Saber glares at me in complaint. There's not much you can say when she puts it like that. Yeah.
先輩、気分でも悪かったんですか？
Not sick, but
その不確かな気持ちのまま道場に入るなんて先輩らしくないですよね。
Shiro, what do you do here, man?
全くです。一体何に気を取られていたのですか、シローは。竹刀を握っても見ているのは食うばかりで、気迫が全く感じられなかった。
You know, I think it would be embarrassing for all parties involved if he said what he was thinking about. So, probably for the best if he doesn't.
いや、それはその。
The cause is standing right here in front of me. There's no way I can say that. Just thinking about it makes my heart race. Yeah.
先輩。
Sakura, now's not the best time to get closer to him.
まだ痛いところがあるんですか？
No? Sakura looks at me with worry.
いや、もう大丈夫だ。食いすぎで胃がもたれただけだから、お茶でも入れてくれれば助かる。
Nice diversion, I guess. I quickly move my face away from Sakura.
そうですね。それじゃあ、食後のお茶入れてきます。
I think that just made her depressed though. Like how he doesn't want to be near me. even though it's not the reason at all. Sakura stands up to go to the kitchen. This is really bad for my heart. Yep. Her body is engraved in my mind, and I get conscious of her whenever she comes near me.
セイバーさん、お茶でいいですか？はい。ぬるめでお願いします。
Sakura promptly brews some tea. Her gestures are supposed to be familiar, but I feel like I'm seeing them for the first time. I can't get out of his head, man. Damn, why do I keep remembering it? You're a hormonal teenager? I think that's the only reasonable explanation. There's something wrong with me, just like Saber said. Again, teenager. That's the only ailment affecting you. Just looking at Sakura reminds me of how she looked earlier. And her soft lips. Oh dear. It's shameful. Sakura is an important underclassman and a family member to me. Oh yeah, she could be family in a way. Definitely. So, why am I now conscious of her like this? Damn it. I know. I really do. Sakura's beautiful. I've been aware of it for quite a while now. But in spite of that, I acted as her senpai. I like Sakura. Having her around became normal for me before I knew it, and I found it to be a great comfort. But it's always been a different sort of affection. I've never wanted to embrace Sakura. I knew she was a girl, but I never viewed her as someone of the opposite sex. That slight contradiction, but yeah. But now, I'm beginning to think it's not that I've never viewed her as a girl, but that I was trying not to view her as a girl. For fear of Shinji's wrath? Or, like, you know, him taking it out on her?
先輩
Ye?
どうぞお茶入りました。
Oh, thank you.
Thank you, Sakura.
That was fast.
どういたしまして。先輩も夕食ご苦労様でした。
Sakura smiles happily. Seeing her smile makes me happy as well. It seems she really liked the pork meatloaf with the egg and vegetables. Pork meatloaf? I mean, I wonder how that would taste, actually. I've got to try that at some point. Like, there's been a couple times. It was, what was the last time that I had that the game gave me, like, brought up a food that I was like, huh, that could work. I don't remember. But I'm gonna have to try pork meatloaf at some point, because that actually sounds good if the meat is seasoned right. Sakura hands the tea to Saber as well and sits down. Saber must enjoy tea, as she receives it with satisfaction.
いただきます。しかし、タイガはどうしたのでしょうね。ここのところ、彼女の姿はあまり見ませんが。
Probably finishing up paperwork? I would think.
藤姉ならさっき連絡があって、今夜は来れないって。詳しくは聞けなかったけど、病院を回るとかなんとか言ってた。
You'd think it wouldn't be to give them homework, right? Like the kids that collapsed? But... Or maybe it's just a friendly social visit? I don't know.
そうですか。タイガはシローのくせに詳しいですから、もう少し話が聞きたかったのですが。
Like, yeah, I wanted to poke her brain about why you're the way you are. That's basically what she's saying.
仕方ありません。 シロの強化は次の機会にするとしましょう。
I don't know if I like the sound of that.
もしかして昨日と今日の稽古はまだ序の口だったのかな、セイバー。
Yeah.
当然です。今までの鍛錬は単に今のシロができることを体で知ってもらっただけですから。シロの特性を生かした生存方法を考慮するのはこれからです。
This probably sounds so well. Actually, no, it wouldn't sound strange to Sakura because she knows exactly what Saber is, or I'm assuming she knows exactly what Saber is. Because after that interlude with Shinji, I can only assume the person that he dragged into that room was Sakura. I don't know for sure. Luckily, that wasn't something that was spoiled for me. But if I had to give my best guess, it's that. So yeah, I'll just have to say.
そうか、ハードっぽいなそれ。
厳しいというのであれば厳しいですが、そもそも今までの鍛錬は準備運動に過ぎません。
Oh yeah, that's not concerning at all.
うわ。
Yeah. Are you serious? A little bit. I don't know if I should be thankful or not that Fujine isn't coming tonight.
何ですか今のため息は。シロ、これはあなたのためになることであって。さくら。
Saber looks at Sakura. What?
え？
I follow her gaze. Hey. That's not good. Sakura's breathing painfully.
さくら。
Dude, you don't just shake her shoulders. Like what? I know, okay. I run to her and shake her shoulders. That's not what you should do.
先輩、何でしょうか。
Did she not realize that she was...
バカ、なんでしょうかじゃないだろう。お前、また俺たちに黙って無理よ。
No, she's not. Okay, she looks healthy, her shoulders aren't hot, and she's just looking up at me in wonder.
あれ、今そのさくらが苦しそうにしてたから。
Saber saw that too, right? She's the one that said her name initially.
いえ、違いますよ。私、ちょっと寝ちゃってただけです。
What? Well, falling... What? And she thinks that's not concerning, that she just fell asleep while they were arguing. Like... Sakura smiles in embarrassment.
脅かすな。昨日の今日なんだ。風がぶり返したと思っただろ。
すみません。今日は一日中眠くて、気を抜くとまぶたが落ちちゃうんです。
Again, that's still very concerning.
そっか。まあ夕方も寝てたしな。疲れてるならもう休んでいいんだぞ。後片付けは俺がやっとくから。
はい、そうですね。それじゃあお言葉に甘えて先に失礼させてもらいます。
Sakura bows and exits the living room. She's walking steadily, so I guess she's not. So I guess she's just short on sleep, like she said. I heavily doubt that, actually. The moon darkens. The clouds, blown by the strong wind, hide the white moon. We go outside, careful not to wake Sakura. It's 11 o'clock. We decided to start patrolling earlier to make up for yesterday. The town has continued to suffer while my guard was down after Caster's defeat. If Castor's still alive and collecting energy from people, I have to defeat her for sure tonight. Yeah, but it's not well, not technically Castor though. So I wonder how that chest burster assassin works. We descended the hill to the intersection. The question is where to go from here.
白、サーバントの気配です。
Ooh. Well, it won't be assassin then, because he would be hiding his presence.
それ近いのか、セイバ
ー。距離的には問題ありません。シローの足を考慮しても全力で追跡すれば5分ほどで追いつけます。
Oh, that's surprising, but you know what? It's probably Shinji and Ryder.
マスター、指示を。
Saber's asking me if we should follow them or stay here and keep watch. I don't even need to think about it.
ー。行くぞ。先導してくれ、セイバー。
Saber starts to run. She heads east. It seems she's heading to the big bridge connecting Miyama City and Shinto. The instant I step into the park, the abnormal presence makes me feel like vomiting. Okay, so maybe it's not Ryder. The air is polluted here. That or those bugs are around. The stench of rot and decay seeps into my nose. My gastric juice is regurgitated just by standing here. Ew. The discomfort and the dizziness alone almost break my mind.
白、あれを。
I suppress my nausea and look. There.
エミヤ君?
Stand Tosaka and Archer with their backs to us.
どうやら新手が来たようじゃな。
And that old man, Mato Zoken. Are we gonna get a tag team? I understand the situation right away. Tosuke's fighting Mato Zoken. I see dozens of something so small that I can't distinguish it around Tosuke. Help? Her, maybe? Tosuke's servant archers, many more around him. It seems Mato Zoken used those things to attack them.
ほう、誰かと思えばセーバーのマスターか。いやはや、これはしたり。助っ人を用意しておくとは当社の娘にしては頭が回る。
そんなわけないでしょ。あんたを押さえつけて白状させるのなんて私とアーチャーだけで十分よ。
What is with Rin's stance right here? Like she I don't want to say it, but like she's built like a toothpick. Oh man.
あそこにいるのはただの観客。私とは関係ないんだから。
Tosuke keeps glaring at Mato Zoken. But her back is...
あんた何やってんのよ。こんな時にやってくるなんて死にたいの。
What? Saber sent the servant, so we came to kill it, which, you know, now that we think about it, that's Archer. Awkward. Harshly scolding me.
シロ。
分かってる。今は遠坂たちと争ってる場合じゃない。
Definitely not. Just as how Tosuke does not look away from that old man. I'm feeling danger from him. A monster said to have survived by sucking people's blood. A descendant of Makire who tried to obtain the Holy Grail and made Shinji into a master. There's no way such a guy would just stand there and not do anything.
隠しておきたかったが仕方あるまい。わしとてサーバントを2体敵に回しては生き残れんからの。
It makes a sound with his cane. The instant it strikes the bricks beneath the old man's feet. Okay, so, okay. I kind of figured, but yeah, that chestburster assassin is connected with Zoken then. Because that thing absorbed Castor's soul, and... well, there she is. Someone we already defeated appears to protect them.
キャスター。くそ。本当にまだ残っていやがったのか。
シロ、下がって。あれはキャスターですが、キャスターではありません。外装能力はそのままですが、意志である魂を感じない。あれは、キャスターの死骸を別のもので補っただけの模造品です。
Saber steps forward. In her hand is the invisible sword.
ほう、さすがはセイバー。一目でわしのからくりを見抜きおったか。いやはや、これでは信じ程度のライダーがかなわんのも道理。
Oh, yeah, Saber's a beast, what?
キャスターもなすすべなくお主に敗れたように、そこのアーチャーとてお主の敵ではあるまい。
工場はそれだけか。我らを測った罪だけではない。敵同士とはいえ、キャスターとてサーバントに選ばれた英霊だ。その亡骸をもてあそぶからには相応の覚悟があるのだろうな。
さて、わしは使われなくなったものを拾っただけよ。
That's the wrong thing to say in front of Saber, who has a lot of respect for other heroes.
それを下道というのなら構わんがな、セイバー。それではお主の行く末はその下道にも劣ってしまうぞ。
How?
何しろその身は最高のサーバント。ならばこのようなムクロよりお主を屈服させるが最上じゃ。その体を我が虫どもに食わせ、そこなムクロと同じ命運をたどらせよ。
Okay, gross.
貴様。
Oh, yeah, Archer's pissed, because, hello, it's, it's obviously, Shiro, and, definitely, if I recall, someone told me that Archer is Fate Root Shiro if he never earned Saber's love, if I recall correctly. I believe. So, yeah. Archer's like, what did you just say?
何を憤る。所詮サーバントなど主の道具、どのように刺激するかなど問題ではあるまい。霊樹で縛られるも死してなお使われるも同じならば、心ない人形と化すがうぬらのためであろう。
What? This guy's logic is just something else, dude. The two servants charge. Saber and Archer charge the laughing monster as if they planned the attack. I mean, to be fair, Archer probably, like, Saber is probably just, improving, but Archer would technically have some idea of how to work with Saber, though. So, makes sense. Two blades slice through Castor. The match was decided from the start. Castor cannot defeat Saber. Even with Mato Zoken's control, that fact has not changed. Castor's magic does not reach Saber, and Saber finishes off the enemy she defeated before. I don't think it'll be that easy, though. Castor's body begins to disintegrate. Saber stands by and watches it until the end, to ensure that it completely disappears. To ensure that her body will not be violated again.
Archer!
It's Tosuka's voice. Mato Zoken has disappeared. He sacrificed Caster in order to make his escape. But...
No?
Did Archer catch him? That's why Saber took care of Oh! Archer went after Zoken to begin with. Okay. Oh wait, no, it said 2 blades sliced through Caster. So I guess, like, I guess Archer just passed through and immediately dashed towards Zoken. Archer ignored her completely, but I don't know. I don't know. Pursued the controller and...
そこまでだ。
cut Mato Zoken's body in half.
No.
That's what you get. Like... Zoken's upper body falls to the ground. It's not gonna kill him though, is it?
なんと
A dragging sound. Is he dragging himself towards his lower body? Is he just gonna put himself together? Is that what's gonna happen? There's nothing visible of the old man below his waist, but he crawls on the ground spewing something obscene.
終わりだ、魔術師。過去からの経験でな、お前のような妖物は早めに処理することにしている。
I don't see it being this easy though. I really don't. Archer raises his short sword above Zoken. This is the end. No matter how immortal Mato Zoken may be, he will die once his head is crushed. And he's almost dead already. It's not like he has self-healing powers like the servants, and his horrific wound is taking him closer to death by the second. But unwilling to take any chances... Sorry about that, that was my phone. Unwilling to take any chances, Archer kills the Magus with his short sword. What? What? No. He tries to kill Zoken and he stops. Was he taken over? It's not... No, okay, no, they're all just feeling something. It's not only Archer who felt it. Everybody here does. Tosuka and Saber. Archer and I. Even Mato Zoken, hovering on the edge of death, trembles at its appearance. Oh. Darkness covers the park. Here comes Chest Bursty. The damp air freezes in an instant. Oh boy. My heart is beating at a higher pitch, but the rate is slower. Something bad is close by. So I have to run away. I can't concern myself with that thing. My body understands it instinctively, yet it refuses to move. It's meaningless to run away. My body knows that I can't escape. I move my trembling body and turn my numb neck. I look towards the entrance of the park. There. Stands the shadow. Space is distorted. I want to believe it's just my imagination. product of the disordered sense of balance caused by extreme tension. I don't like this music, man. It's freaking me out, man. I've never seen anything like it. It's insubstantial, as if a shadow suddenly stood up. Its existence is so light that it could be blown away, and yet, its presence dominates this place. It lacks intelligence or reason. It's probably not even alive. The black shadow stands there like a mirage. So, why do I find it so familiar?
Arien.
I hear a hoarse voice. The only one able to speak here happens to be the dying old man. Okay, so I must have been mistaken then. So it was Zoken who, like, absorbed Castor's soul or whatever. And that this thing encountering Lancer was separate. I guess.
Arien.
He crawls while screaming. Mato Zoken pulls himself away from Archer and out of the park. It's not that Zoken had that much strength left. It's just that fear of the shadow drove him. Nobody's able to move. Tosuka and I stand still, transfixed by fear. Even Saber and Archer seem entranced. It's like a deep-sea monster. The shadow sways in a silent world where everything is still. And Cthulhu? It shows something like a will for the first time. Okay, so I was way off mark with thinking that this thing was a product of Zoken. Or maybe I'm not. But... Or maybe it was, but it's... like, acting on its own without Zoken's orders, so he was afraid that it had broken free of him? Maybe? I don't know. It lacks eyes, limbs, or a body. Yet it still casts a shadow at its base. Outlined by the moonlight, the shadow begins to stretch and elongate. Like a snake that has found its prey, it points at Tosuka and... we're not allowing this, are we? Oblivious to the change, Tosuka does not move. Saber's too far away. Archer started running, but he's too far away to make it in time. The shadow lashes out. Without showing any sign, the shadow abruptly covers tens of meters and...
Osaka, 危ない!
I frantically push Tosuka aside. I can't hear her voice. The instant I push Tosuka away, something engulfs me. A splashing sound and a sensation of something trying to crush my body. I feel like that splashing sound is probably the liters of blood that was just pushed out of your body. my presentiment was wrong. Or wasn't wrong. Water has come crashing in around me. And I'm now sinking into the sea. Okay, no, it didn't. Okay. He was just pushed into the water. He wasn't, like, sliced open and had blood pushed out of him. Okay. That's a little bit better. But it's hot. The seawater is too hot. Maybe this is blood. Boiling coal tar. It sticks to my skin and cuts off my life. And I don't feel like I'm in the sea. He just had a flash of the church's basement. Okay. That's weird. And now he's seeing a fetus. I feel sick. I feel sick, it's wrong. 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 I feel sick.
Emiya-kun?
I wake up. My body is hot. My nausea isn't fading. My head is shaking. And I can't even stand up by myself.
目が覚めた？大丈夫？私がわかる？
She slaps my cheeks. I love how they made it audible. They were like, yeah. It really hit home how hard she hits him.
わかる。こんな時に人を平手打ちすんのは間違いなく遠坂だ。
True.
よかった。減らず口を言えるなら大丈夫ね。
Yep. Good old Shiro. That was just my honest opinion right now.
バカ、何笑ってるのよ。言っとくけど礼は言わないわよ。あんな真似は二度としないで。助けてもらった相手に死なれたら借りを返すこともできなくなる。
I mean, that's true. Can't return the favor to a dead person. She glares at me. Tosuke is still rubbing my back with one hand and holding my other hand and holding my hand in the other cheek and holding my hand in the other to check my temperature. I had a brain fart reading that sentence for some reason.
遠坂、変なのはどうした？
消えたわ。エミヤくんが影の上に立って倒れたと思ったらもういなかった。あれ自身はあっちの方からやってきたみたいだけど。
Tosuke looks southwest and grits her teeth.
そうか。けど俺、随分と長く変なのに絡まってた気がするんだけど。
It's probably only been like 10 seconds. Right?
本当？あなたが私を突き飛ばしてから今まで10秒も経ってないわよ。その証拠にほら。シロ。
Saber runs up to me.
またあなたは無茶な真似をして。
Well, Saber, you know his policy. It wasn't just gonna let Rin die. Saber supports me and pulls me away from Tosuke. Does she not realize that Tosuke wasn't doing anything to hurt us? Like, I think she's being a little too wary.
離れなさい、アーチャーのマスター。それ以上我がマスターに近寄るのなら敵対行為とみなします。
What? Okay.
何？もしかして私も敵？当然でしょう。あなたはマスターであり、アーチャーを連れている。
Oh yeah, Shiro hasn't talked to Saber about the truce.
何のつもりでシロがあなたをかばったかは知りませんが、みすみす我が主に近づかせることはできない。
Saber glares at Tosuke. Crap, I guess I never told Saber about our current truce.
いや、違うんだ、セイバー。遠坂とは今休戦中で。
Yeah, but yeah, but Caster's done.
シロ、しっかり気をつけて。
だから遠坂は敵じゃない。そういう約束なんだ。
わかりました。あなたがそう言うのなら彼女とは争いません。ですから。
Good. She gave into that very quickly, but I guess it's a good thing.
悪い。正直もう喋れない。
I endure the nausea and the chill that tries to get me unconscious. I have to get home before I faint. I have to stay conscious until then.
助かったか。ま、本体に触れたわけでもなし、実体のあるものなら怒りを移された程度だろう。
Archer approaches. Archer's expressionless even though Zoken got away, and he's the only calm one here.
アーチャー、あなたは今の影が何者か知っているのですか？
So maybe I was wrong. Maybe the type of archer you get depends on the route. I don't know.
さてな。だが、これで一つはっきりした。キャスター亡き後、町の人間から魔力を吸い上げているのは今の影だろうよ。
He answers as if he's not interested. Then Archer looks down at me, lying on the ground.
どうやら支援を優先できる状況ではなくなったようだ。そうだろ、エミヤシロ。
I'm trying to remember, would they have any personal grudges at this point? I mean, I guess Archer to Shiro, but... I guess Saber slashed Archer the first time they met in this route. Huh. Yeah, Shiro has no idea what he's talking about.
あれが何であるかはお前の直感が正しい。サーバントとして召喚されたというのに、結局はあれの相手をさせられるというわけだ。
I'm summoned as a servant to fight it after her.
アーチャー、あなたは一体。
そうか。君はまだ守護者ではなかったな。では、あの手の類と対峙したことはなかろう。まったく、いずこにいようとやることに変わりがないとはな。
Wait, what? I'm... Is Archer just gonna straight up say who he is? The knight in red beckons Tosuke to go. But right before they leave...
いや、そう悲観したものではないか。まだことは起きていない。後始末にとどまるか、その前に型をつけるのか。今回は摘み取れる可能性がまだ残されているのだから。
Bro, I am so confused. Wait, like what? He looks up at the sky and murmurs these words. Hopefully Tosuke's not awake.